17th ICAHT conference. Welcome, Mr. Opal, once again, and welcome, Mr. Sardana. Over to you, sir. Tony, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Ajay Sardana is currently the president and head corporate affairs, Grasim Pulp and Fiber Business, Aditya Birla Management Corporation. He is a postgraduate from IIT Delhi and MBA from Global NXT U21 Singapore and Malaysia. He has a rich experience of more than 20 years in global textile industry. He has an overall exposure of entire textile value chain from pulp to garments. Thank you, Mr. Ajay, being here, and over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Can you see my screen and the presentation?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Just one correction, sir. I am currently president in Reliance, not in Grasim. Grasim was my ex-company, so maybe there is some error in the communication. So I am currently the president and head at strategy and business development for polyester business in Reliance. So I will take the audience through the opportunities in the man-made fibers. And as everyone knows that man-made fiber is the future, and our government has also realized it. And that's why the PLI 1, PLI 2, all I have focused on man-made fiber. Just to give some statistics, out of the 100 million tons fiber consumed, more than 65 million tons is nowadays man-made fibers, and predominantly it is polyester.
Sorry, Mr. Sardana. So sorry, yeah. I'm interrupting in between. Are you presenting any presentation here?
Yeah, I just asked, can you share, see my presentation, and it was confirmed.
Actually, sir, we can only see you. I cannot see your presentation.
Share screen. Now can you see? Now is the presentation visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible now. Thank you so much. Please go ahead. Thanks.
Okay. So as I was telling that in yesterday, one of the key discussions we were discussing, if man-made fiber and especially polyester were not there, it would not have been possible to clothe the mankind. You can see cotton only has limited opportunity of 25-26 million tons, and requirement of 100 million tons predominantly nowadays is being met by man-made fibers. And man-made fibers, especially polyester, is neither only for textiles or home textile. It has vast applications: geotextile, medical textiles. In Corona, the swaps, this Har Ghar Tiranga campaign, most of these tirangas were from polyester. So I will just take you through the opportunities we have and the efforts we are doing as a company and as a business to grow this business and take opportunities to the next level. So I will take, this is the flow of my presentation, some global perspective, then future of the polyester industry. Sustainability is is the buzzword now. So what are the sustainability credentials and how as a company we are doing to improve the sustainability credentials and place Indian textile market in the World Sustainability Forum. And then textile perspective, Indian textile perspective, and then finally the conclusions. So it's a very clear graph. If you see, there is a direct correlation between GDP consumption, GDP growth and fiber consumption. So with the GDP growth of India projected around 7 to 8%, the fiber consumption is expected to increase at a CAGR of 4 to 5% directly. So if we see these statistics, by 2030, India will be requiring 20 million tons of fiber. And the government of India Textile Ministry vision also says that we need to reach from 140 billion currently both domestic and exports, to $300 billion. So to reach that level, we will be requiring almost 20 million tons of fiber. And with the limitations of the cotton, maximum 6.5 million, remaining 13 million has to come from predominantly polyester. So that's the growth story we are talking about. Double-digit growth for MMF fiber is given with the increase of GDP growth, with the increase of consumption. Like when China was at this level where we are today, they were consuming roughly 8 to 10 kgs per capita. Now their consumption is 15 to 17 kgs per capita. So if we need to reach to that level with the increase of GDP, increase in middle class, increase in the aspirations of the young generation, we need a lot of fiber. So with all these new requirements and textile entering in the new areas, I will give you the examples. Like now polyester is going in paint industries, whether it is roads. So the future for MMF is unbelievable. So in between there was a slight slowdown because of the COVID, which everyone of us is aware. But after that, the recovery has been so sharp that everyone can see that the graph can clearly is showing that we are back on track, and rather it has accelerated the growth for the textiles because of the dried up pipeline. So there is a pent up demand which has come, and in last 1.5 years, everybody in textiles has seen good domestic as well as overseas demand. And now with the festive season coming, Diwali, everybody is getting good orders, and everybody is full is booked for almost 1 month or 2 months. So this is the global fiber consumption pattern which I was talking. In 1980, if we see, share of the polyester was hardly 15-17%, and which grew to 40% by 2000, and by 2022-25, it has now reached nearly 60% of the market share. And if this trend continues, we will see by 2050, 75% of the market will be with the polyester. So the reasons are obvious, because cotton cannot increase its production from 25 million, 26 million tons because of land is limited, and the preference governments are giving to the food crops. So more and more developments are happening in polyester now. Cotton-like polyester has come, antibacterial, so many varieties of polyester has come. So basically in polyester, if we see, or in man-made fibers, there are two distinct trends. One are the importing countries and one are the exporting countries. So if we see, all the production lies only in the East, whether it is China, Southeast Asia or India. And all other countries, they are just the net importers of these man-made fibers. So as an Indian producers, we are fortunate that we have world-class production facilities available in India. The quality is benchmarked with the international players, and all the key raw materials are available in India. So Indian textile value chain is really fortunate to have all the components available. Whereas if we see our competitors like Bangladesh, Pakistan, they don't have all the fibers available. They are dependent on others for imports. So it's a big advantage what Indian industry has. And Indian MMF industry is expanding also. So is always ahead of the curve. Whenever the demand comes, the capacity is already ready. So MMF players are already planning to invest more, looking to the growing demand. So there will never be a raw material shortage in India. So that's a very big plus point for the Indian textile industry. So as I was telling that the trends have now changed. That pre-COVID area, the growth was happening at a CAGR of 3%, and post-COVID we have seen good revival, and the growth has been in the range of 5% CAGR. And going forward also, we see that this growth will continue. So coming back to the topic of my session, that polyester, how it is redefining the consumer landscape. What are the newer applications? What are the newer fields where polyester is getting acceptability and is being used now? So this will be some of the new areas where we have seen the applications of polyester. It is in wellness, solution for enhancing health, safety, and hygiene. All these swaps I was telling you in Corona was made of this polyester fiber. Most of the masks which you see, antibacterial masks, they are from polyester. Then it's increasing need of comfort. Casual is the king. So whether you go for all these brands of this Nike, Adidas, gym wear, sports wear, everything is now polyester because of its wicking properties. All the sweat it absorbs in the thing. So new element of choice, consumer demanding performance attributes. Now the consumers are asking for the performance fabrics, whether it is they need different fabrics or different clothing for different things. Like gym they want different, yoga they want different, normal wear different, then in the evening walk different. So in all these aspects, polyester is a fiber which can fit in everywhere. It can blend with cotton, it can blend with viscose, with acrylic. It's the most versatile fiber. In our terminology, we'll call it is like a magical fiber. You can use it for strength application, geotextiles, technical textiles. You name the application, and polyester will give you the solution. And most important that it is with the recycling of the PET bottles, it has gained a sustainability credentials too. Happy to share that today in India, about 90 to 95% of the PET bottles are getting recycled. And India is the, I think, first country where this much percentage of recycling is happening with the efforts of the industry. And recycled polyester by the name of Reliance Gold, our PET Gold is available. And the brands and the consumers are loving it to the next extent. So as I was telling that antimicrobial products, non-woven products, all these are available with the polyester. For the comfort, we have knits, stretched fabric, athleisure, and for demand, the functional fabrics are available, and sustainability as a recycling driven by the brands. So flexibility and innovation is the driving the consumer demand. So this, I talked about only the application in textiles, but there are other applications where it is going, which I will explain in my next slides. So all the big brands, we can say, whether it is IKEA, Levi's, M&S, Zara, Target, 60 to 70% of their product range now covers polyester or the blends. So what are the advantages? Its sustainability credentials are proven, performance is there, traceability is there, and all the certifications which are required by all these brands are available with the Indian producers, especially from, if you have the polyester from Reliance. So all the certifications and all the back work we have already done. So all the certifications required by these brands are provided by our to our value chain from our end. So similarly, I was telling about its functionality has increased in the mega direction, whether it is cars, whether it is soft toys, whether it is mask, whether it is this aprons. So everything now can be made from polyester. So this is the R&D and product development efforts which the industry has done jointly, and especially in the times of Corona, polyester has come up to very handy for the use of the medical equipments, the disposable gowns, etc. Most of these were made from polyester. So as again I was telling that cotton to polyester delta is now increasing. The consumption, if you see, of polyester, and with the recent increase in the prices of the cotton, on the right hand side, if you see the graph of the cotton and polyester delta, so it touched the delta of 200 rupees. So now earlier it was presumed that cotton is a poor man fiber or like that, but now it has become like a super rich people fabric. Any t-shirt of cotton or any product of cotton you want, it will not cost less than 1000 rupees in India. While if you go for blends or polyester, you can easily find the products in the range of 400 to 500. So it's a common man fiber which can be used for most of the things. So coming back to my sustainability slides, a lot of sustainability demand and trend for sustainable fabrics is increasing. So we can see that most of the brands now pledging that by 2030, 2040, they want to have 30% or 40% of their product range from the sustainable fibers. And polyester also fits in very well over there with the credentials of recycling, non-use of water. If you see the cotton, one ton of cotton needs roughly 400 liters of water to produce. Similarly, if we see viscose, around 100 liters of water is required. But for polyester, you hardly need any water. Rather, water is generated when the polyester is being made. So there is no consumption of polyester. Land requirement is very less. And recycling of these PET bottles, we are cleaning the environment and doing the good for the textile industry. So basically, if we see the GHG emissions from textiles is 2.1 billion metric tons. It's a 4% of the global total is being there. So if we follow the sustainable paths, we can achieve to 1.06. So this is our target by 2030, and we are driving it with passion towards that. So polyester is as an industry, we are trying for decarbonization. So energy efficient improvements we are doing. We are switching from coal to electric boilers. So all this helps in our reducing the GHG. Then feedstock low carbon, then switching from virgin to recycle grade. So all these efforts polyester industry is doing, so that the sustainability credentials of especially Indian polyester are recognized by the global brands. So this is the trend of recycled polyester growth. We can see how sharply the curve has increased. In between, there was some slugness because of this corona, but now again the growth has been very, very sharp. Similarly, if we say the recycling of the polyester, it has lot of benefits. So government is also encouraging, consumers are demanding, the brands are demanding. So RPET is now well recognized. RLon Gold is a very well established brand with the consuming industry and the leading brands. So if we come to now particularly the Indian growth story, we can say that per capita consumption, as I was telling, in India currently is 5.7 kg only, while global is 14.2. And if we see China, it is touching 20. So all these things will help to grow the demand in India with increasing GDP. We have the young demography, young population is very high, working women are increasing, the focus on health and hygiene is increasing, urbanization is increasing. And very recently, we are seeing one trend in the global trend, which is China Plus One policy. So this is boosting the exports from India. Last year, we could increase our exports to 44 billion. And the government of India focus for technical textiles, man-made fibers, PLI 1 has come, PLI 2 is in the pipeline. So all these government support and the other relevant factors will definitely make the Indian industry, Indian textile industry, the industry of the choice for young generation in the next decade to come. And I'm very sure that Indian textile will definitely reach the place it deserves. We have reached number 3 in exports this year, and I'm very sure we will surpass Bangladesh and become number 2 in the years to come, and gradually closer to China also. Though the gap is very high, but with all these initiatives, Mega Textiles Park, etc. coming, there is a good opportunity for Indian textiles to come. So Indian textile growth potential in India, CAGR of we are expecting a growth rate of 8% with all these things. and within that technical textile, home textile, and export, everything combining together. So in next 5 years, an investment of US dollar $30 billion is required to reach this level. So the raw materials, the policies of the Indian government are favoring it, and we can see the raw material availability is there, skill manpower is there, cost of production is there in India. It's not as high as in the European countries, though it's slightly higher than Southeast Asia, Indonesia, etc. But still we are competitive on many fronts. And government, a lot of schemes, as I was telling, PLI is there, National Technical Textile Mission, mega textile parks. So PLI itself will be generating an investment of 50 to 60,000 crores, and 20,000 crores is in spinning will be coming. So on and all, we are on the right path of growth in our textile MMF industry, and especially polyester industry. So revisiting focus to enhance capacity. So we are basically the second largest producer of the fiber. 25% of the global spindles are in India. 7% of the high-speed looms are in India. 5% of the knitting machines are in India. So up to spinning, I think we have the global strength. But if we come to the high-speed looms, knitting, processing, mega garmenting parks, these can be the focus area for the next decade, so that we can achieve what we target to achieve in this next decade. So if we see the global textile machinery investments happening, predominantly we see that 35% are in India, and loom cities 41%, and knitting is the area which is concerned, which is only 15%, whereas Bangladesh is 27%. So we need to focus on the knitting industry in India, and knits fabrics being more casual, more comfortable. A young generation prefers that very much like nowadays. So focus now should be moving to our knits segment. Then India growing the global way, as I was telling you. So Indian fiber demand is expected to reach 15 million in 2030 and 20 million by 2035. So India was lacking in MMF, while because we were always a cotton dominant country, and cotton prices used to be at a very reasonable level in India. But of late, we have seen in last 1 or 2 years, the cotton prices have inched very sharply. And as I showed in my earlier graph, the delta has reached as high as 200 rupees per kg per kg. So this is giving again a boost to the MMF industry in India. So Indian capacity growth, if we see, the raw material for polyester is PTA and MEG. So that raw material is also available. The Indian players like Reliance is fully backward integrated. So we have filament, we have fiber, we have paraxylene, we have PTA, MEG. So there is no dearth, or we are not dependent on anyone for our raw materials. Many of the countries faced PTA, MEG shortage during Corona because of these logistic issues. The ships were not available, the delays were there, freight rates went up very high. But India was very fortunate that our value chain and industry never faced any problem or any raw material shortage which other countries faced. So, and as I was telling, that the focus of the government is there to grow MMF in India. So 100% FDI is allowed in India. 8 centers of excellence are there. 11 focus incubation centers are there. Our 7 mega textile parks will come in next 3 years. PLI scheme, specially targeting MMF and technical textiles, is there. National Textile Mission is there. And then they have come up with the rod tap scheme. So import duty on the cotton imports has been put. So all this will give boost to the MMF in India. So Indian PET recycling rate is increasing. The recycled polyester is now getting a lot of focus, and the pet industry is the polyester is also getting used in various other applications, as I was telling. So all in all, if we say the government regulations, the banning of the single-use plastic, so everything is giving boost to the collaboration, and the value chain will be definitely growing because of all these efforts which the awareness campaign the government is trying to campaign, the cleanliness campaign, the industry participation in that. So more and more we participate in these programs. The use of polyester, which was going as a waste, will be going as a recycled polyester, and we can make money out of the waste and save our environment also. So to conclude my presentation, global economy is reviving back after COVID, and textile growth will definitely follow because there is a direct correlation. Polyester is the main backbone of global textile industry and will is getting predominance in India also. Polyester is transforming from affordable to functional clothing. Sustainability is global concern, and textile industry is collaboratively working to keep global farming within limits. India is strongly focused on the growth of technical textiles. With varied government policy support, the holistic development of the industry will take place. India is rightly poised to supply with China Plus One strategy. So it's the right time for all of us to focus our time and energy on the growth of Indian textile industry, and within that, especially man-made fiber industry. So with this, I stop my presentation, and any questions I will be very happy to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. Very informative. There is no doubt polyester dominates the world fashion market, especially when we talk about apparels. There is no doubt that India is one of the largest producers of raw material as far as polyester is concerned. Certainly, when it comes to apparel and when it comes to exports, India probably is one of the worst performers. And I think that's really a big question that has been spoken and is being talked about not only in the ministries as a whole country, that we end up being raw material exporters rather than the end product. And I think this is where, even if you look at the domestic market, I'm not talking about the lower level, but even in the domestic market where fashion is concerned, most of the polyester fabrics are imported. And we are looking forward to a company like Reliance to really pave out a road where India could be a world fashion manufacturer as far as polyester fabrics are concerned. We know what's happening in the world. We know about performance fabrics that are in demand. But if we really look at reality, all these performance garments in the world today that are literally are the sales point are not made in India. They are made in different countries, countries that may not even have the raw material. So we really need to get into the process of being, as I said, pave a road to become the fashion manufacturers of polyester fabric. If we were to go overseas and speak to customers, people, all the big brands, they know India as a cotton manufacturer. Sometimes to even tell them that we are the largest producer of polyester in the world, it comes as a surprise to them. They would even go, really? India does that. So certainly we'll be in touch with you. going forward, and I would even request AEPC to work closely, if possible, with Reliance to see how we can pave over, again, make policies that are short-term, medium-term, long-term, that could certainly take us to be a world manufacturer of polyester fabrics. Some of the government policies you've spoken about, yes, it is true. When it comes to polyester processing, we are not only poor, we are very poor with that process. Fabric manufacturing or polyester of the quality that the world demands, we missed that boat. So we've got a lot of land to cover up, and certainly with the synergy that the Indian industry has and with the policies that are coming from the government, we certainly will catch up with those issues.
So just one point, all type of functional fibers are made in India, but the thing is that value chain is not fully geared up to use that. That is why those are getting exported and fabrics are coming from there. So I invite the team from AEPC and yourself to visit our R&D facilities in Patalganga, and we can show that all the functional fibers which are available in the world are available in India. But the value chain needs to gear up, and we are working as an initiative also with the industry. RL-ON is our brand, where we are educating the industry how to process. If there any problem is coming, our technicians are going and solving the thing. Things are catching up, but a visit from your end and to see how the things are moving in the polyester industry can give this a boost also. So I cordially invite you and a team from AEPC to visit our R&D center and see different type of fibers. I have covered only very few new products which we are making. We have dyed fiber, we have cationic dyeable, we have shortcut fiber. So the product range is very, very large. If you want, I can mail to the members and invite for the visit also.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you so much. We certainly will be in touch with you. The time you've taken, you've enlightened us more than what we had thought or expected, and certainly opens up a huge horizon to take these things forward. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Upal, for concluding the session so well. And thank you, Mr. Ajay. Really very, very interesting presentation and really very engaging as well. Thank you all the delegates. Now I request you to please join our next presentation by clicking on the another tab. The next presentation will be made by Mr. Akash Shah. Thank you so much, everyone.